Week 3 of our Lenten reflections on climate action was, in my mind, a group therapy session. We talked about the magnitude of the climate crisis and what we could do about it, but more to share our feelings, whether anxieties, fears, hopes, and so on, rather than concrete information, which we'll get to in future weeks. Incidentally, we started by reviewing the previous week by considering one question. Think about Jeff Bezos blasting into space on a joyride on one of his Blue Origin rockets at a cost of probably at least tens of millions of dollars on the quest for space tourism. He was criticized for his extravagance. He thanked, I quote, every Amazon employee and every Amazon customer because you guys paid for all this. Note that he is also criticized for predatory business practices and treating employees inhumanely. So our group took an opinion poll. Was his rocket ride certainly okay, since he's rich and what he did is not illegal? Or are there some moral questions here? Our group reached solid consensus that there are moral questions here. One member of our group immediately connected the dots to moral questions about our own personal lifestyle choices. There are clearly moral questions around our personal lifestyle choices. Anyhow, back to group therapy. Is climate change a big deal? We all seem to agree that it is. I suppose this is a reasonable point of view to expect of people who choose to attend a discussion about climate change. Now, how did we feel about our personal role in combating climate change? I'll group some of our emotions together as, let's say, negative. We started with guilt, say around travel, like to visit family, and our gas appliances, which keep us warm even when we lose electricity. And we have different triggers. Maybe I really freak out about excessive plastic packaging, you about something else. We might feel tension and confusion around some of the choices we confront. Do I have to worry about which apples in the store are the best? Should I move to a new appliance even though new manufacturing is itself just another evil? A lot of this transition is just plain messy, and it will be for a while. There was at least one expression of disgust, kind of like, I grew up really poor and was used to asking, can we afford that? Do I really need to buy that? In comparison, our consumerism today is just out of hand. One person pointed out that it is time for us to raise the clarion call to others, but it's uncomfortable to raise implicit criticism of others. We fear interpersonal conflict. It feels like a minefield. Admittedly, relationships can feel that way regardless of what we do. No one spoke too much about futility, but I suspect such despair lay beneath the surface of many of our negative emotions. But there were also positive sentiments. We do take action. Even though we still travel to see family, a few people identified that they have cut back on travel. We shop at farmers market, eat vegetables, promote regenerative agriculture, and will have a plant-based potluck. We vote. We disrupt the corporate stronghold and exercise power against the systems with our consumer choices. For example, opting for the 3C prime home electricity plan. We can learn to live in a space of discomfort. We do educate ourselves and set aspirational goals. And we do see some hopeful changes. Technology is improving. Solar energy is getting cheap. Batteries are getting better. And there are some positive changes in public policy. Humanity has, at least at times, risen to the challenge. The ozone layer under threat from chlorofluorocarbons has stabilized significantly due to the Montreal Protocol. Malthusian hunger has been staved off repeatedly. Our climate group therapy is important. Let's face it, we're not robots. It's hard to be told what the clearly right thing to do is and then just do it. We're often not even sure what the right thing to do is. So it's worth considering our emotions and taking stock of what internal barriers we're facing. Introspection and reflection are certainly legitimate Lenten activities. So too is sacrificial living. Paper or plastic? Perhaps I can get along with neither. Stick to an old appliance or migrate to a new technology? Sometimes I might be happier with just living with less. Ultimately, we have to learn to take action, but to act with a reduced level of anxiety. Just start. It's part of a journey. Choices will become clearer and more natural for you. What is the next step for you to take? Take a deep breath and then take a next step. The step after that will become easier as a result. I don't know about you, but I love the sound of young kids practicing music. That hammering on the piano, that screeching violin. To me, it's the sound of someone on their way to a lifetime of enjoying music. We too should learn to make mistakes. Take heart that your climate choices will become better, less stressful. You will find meaning in climate action, gratification in community. Just be calmly persistent and practice daily.